So you may have heard by now that your gear in New World may be getting reset. Now that's not particularly true in the sense of a reset, but your gear is going to become obsolete according to a Q&A with the New World devs. Now this information came out earlier in the week. If you know about it, if you've heard about it already, I'm gonna give you my opinion on it. So thanks for watching. There's a lot more to it than just, you know, your gear being reset or obsolete. So I'm going to talk you through it a little bit. So to give you some context, this is the question that was asked. Will the new max gear score increase obsolete our current gear? Will our current 625 be upgradable into the new gear score max? So as we know, with the expansion, we're getting a new level. Like, so we might be able to go to 650, for example. This is what this question is about, and the answer was yes and no. So 625 will not be upgradable to the new gear score max, since new systems that adjust gear score will be coming later this year. So yes, your current gear will become obsolete, but no, you will not be able to upgrade your current 625 gear. So what a lot of us are thinking is your gear is going to be, it's reset, right? You're going to have to start again and grind a new set of gear. What you currently have is going to be not usable. And if you lay that blanket statement out, people are pissed off about it. I'm pissed off about it. I don't want to spend. I've spent 2 years grinding the gear that I've got, earning the money that I've got for the gear that I've spent, you know, millions of gold on, or, you know, thousands of hours crafting and grinding and farming. Like, I do not want to go through that shit again in New World. And here's where it's kind of interesting, I guess, because there is a big if and there is a big, you know, maybe. So what we do know is that this is normal in MMOs. This is a system that is in place. You know, after X amount of time, you need to grind more gear or increase your current gear's score to you know, get to the new maximum, basically. So this isn't new, but the issue I have with New World is that New World isn't like most MMOs. Most games don't require you to have 20 plus gear sets if you want to be as efficient as possible in the task that you're doing. So gathering has its own set, crafting has its own set, refining has its own set, PvP has its own sets, expeditions and PvE has its own sets, and PvP, and, you know, there is sets for fucking everything. So the thought of regrinding all of that is just like, people have already, hundreds of people said they're just going to uninstall. They're not going to play the game anymore because it's ridiculous to make us refarm the gear in the current system. But this is the big if, right? If there is a new system that is exciting and genuinely fun and will provide us with fun content to then get this new gear, well, I think we're all in, right? Like, no one's going to say, oh my god, I don't want to have fun, I don't want to enjoy myself getting this new gear. The issue is very simple. If you reset the current gear in the current state of the game, you are going to piss off everybody that's still playing the game. Now, I appreciate everyone's opinion, and I think the opinion is this: it's going to be better for new players, right? The player base is declining daily. There isn't a constant slight increase in players, and we can be like, right, look, boys, suck it up, man. There's new players coming to the game every day. We need this reset so we can entice these new players to come in, so everyone's not too far ahead. That's not the case. So yeah, my thoughts are very simple on this. If we get a gear reset, that's absolutely fine if the new system that they put in place is fun and engaging and exciting, and it's as simple as that, in my opinion. I've been having lots of discussion about this week on streams and stuff, and I think the general consensus is this: getting your gear should be like a methodical path. You know, it should make sense on how you get your gear. It should be, let's say, relatively easy to get the gear that you need to do the tasks that you want to do. So everyone's sort of at this. Everyone's at like let's call it a casual ceiling. Everyone gets to this casual ceiling relatively easy with X amount of hours put in, because we have an idea of how to do it. There's no RNG. Well, there's minimal RNG involved in that process. What then becomes the real grind is that once you've hit that, like, let's go to the casual ceiling, getting from the ceiling to the rooftop, you know, getting that extra 10% is the bit that, the guys that are really hardcore grinding the game can do. So instead of it being really easy, in my opinion right now, it's quite easy to get 625. We have the path, you do mutations, you do XYZ, you get rumble shards. I very rarely PvE anymore, and I've got hundreds of thousands of rumble shards because it's so easy to get there. However, I lack my gear because of the RNG system, and I have put personally millions of gold into crafting since launch. So if they could swap them on their head, I think we'd have a slightly better system. But I'm very, very interested to see that the information that's coming. All I would say is don't grind your ass off to get 625 gear. Don't go crazy crafting with hundreds of thousands of gold at the moment. Just hold off on it. Let's just be patient. Play with the gear you've got. Don't spend loads of gold on the auction house and stuff right now, because what we're saying is your current 625 gear and the current gear you've got, regardless of anything, is going to become obsolete. That was the takeaway from this. So we are going to need new gear. The outcome of this is whether you're going to uninstall the game or you're going to be excited by the new gearing system, and we're going to have fun doing it. Again, not too much information there, just it is what it is. I appreciate you clicking on the video, checking it out, hearing my 2 cents on it. I guess the bottom line is, AGS, please do not shit on your current player base. I think out of the 18,000 concurrent players, you've probably got at least 20% of them are alt characters that are logging in for the day to warlog and stuff. You know, the numbers are inflated. The current player base, as much as we have our problems with the game, we do love it at its core. So please do not just think about the current player base that's there, and do not shit on us, basically. Like, that's my one request from this video. If you've watched it, AGS, if you haven't, someone send it them. Anyway, have a lovely day, afternoon, evening, morning. Like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.